Hey! Hello! My name is Alex Russell, and I was always taught to introduce myself with my name and a fun fact, and so with that in mind, my name is Alex Russell, and as far as first buses are concerned, I've been 19 for 4 years. My name is Alex Russell, and I think men are socialised to deal with emotions in a not very healthy way, and so it means we can often react weirdly when faced with emotional triggers. My name is Alex Russell, and I wrote a memoriam poem for Barry Scott when he was dropped as the face of Sillick Bang. It was called A Penny Half Clean, A Penny Half Dirty, an ode to Barry Scott, and it goes, television didn't die that day, it'd be easier if it had. When your housemate dies, you want the building to crumble, supports to shatter, any reactionary disaster, any reaction. But the house still stands in your mate's absence, brothers to live in when he can't anywhere. It'll be easier if it went instead of serving as a testament how little our cares are shared with the world. Instead, you channel hop through your brief, and the ads are full of models. This is the way our world ends. With a bang, but the dirt remains. Somewhere parallel, a man turns off the adverts and returns to the housework he's been avoiding. For the first time in years, his drain board is mega scuzzy. His shower head is fraught with limescale, and his heart feels heavy with soap scum. He opens his kitchen cupboards and is greeted by purple bottles wall to wall which he cannot bear to spray. For the first time in 11 years, Barry Scott goes to the shop for cleaning products. Passing the purple, he changes his palette, picking up the pinkest product, praying it will make his sadness vanish. A changed man approaches the till and greets the cashier. "Hi," says a figure as large as life and no larger. "I'm Neil Burgess." That was Barry Scott's actual name for people who didn't know. That was a fake name he did for that character. Anyway, where was I? Hi, my name's Alex Russell, and I printed 100 copies of that chapbook with the Barry Scott memorial in. Hi, my name's Alex Russell, and in between me writing that and printing those, they reinstated Barry Scott. Bang. My name's Alex Russell, I don't have much space, so I sleep next to all the unsold copies of my chapbook. My name is Alex Russell, I wake up to every new day next to a testament to my failures as being a relevant, timely poet. My name is Alex Russell, and each new day starts with basically a statue of myself flipping myself off. My name is Alex Russell, I'm here to compare myself to a man who spent 3 straight days perfectly crafting Jesus' eulogy, only to his reactionary sermon to the mound to be greeted by the sound of grinding gravel. But when in any other situation the return would be a revelation, you're just kind of there like, "Oh, you're back!" Guess I'll just go fuck myself then. That was all the intro, and I'm very sorry. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not doing good as a poet right now in terms of trying to make relevant things. So I need to change slightly, and I was feeling a bit down about myself as a poet. So I thought the best way to boost your self-esteem is to shit on other people. So I thought if I kind of did slight digs at other poets, I'd feel better about myself. But I don't want to do that to living poets and people who are around right now, because they might feel bad, and also they can subtweet me. And so instead, this is the section called Fuck Hemingway, where I figure if he can do that sad story in 6 words, for sale, baby shoes never worn, if I can make it sadder but keep it as 6 words, I've done better than him, so I'm a good poet. So I decided I'd mix it with the saddest part of any movie, like anything in the history of cinema, and they always do it, it always makes you cry. So I came up with first draft, for sale, dead dog never worn. It was horrified, so you're not going to like the next bit. Which was good as a first draft, but I decided the sadder version is for sale, dead dog heavily worn. And then I thought, you know how in RPGs you kill lots of low-level enemies to get XP and then you get better? I figure if I make all sorts of poems 6 words, because that's clearly a good thing that good poets do, I'll get, like, poetry points or whatever it is we have. So I just started changing everything into 6 words. Like, next time lock your icebox, done. Or, what was the other one? Road less travelled, shoes less muddy. And, was Ozman Dyers here? Who knows? Sand. Obviously I'm being slightly over-dramatic for comedic effect, but I really did decide that I was doing wrong as a poet and that I should change something about myself, and I decided that it was because most of what I wrote was for poets. I was like writing for poetry journals that were mostly read by the poets in those poetry journals, and I was reading a lot of poetry sets that were all other poets, so I wanted to be read by non-poets, but non-poets don't hunt out poetry, so you have to disguise it as not poetry. My dream was to get my poetry in newspapers, but newspapers don't publish poetry, so I had to pretend they were Lonely Hearts ads. I briefly forgot what reflections were and jumped when I went to touch a window and almost met fingertips with my echo. I was so disappointed when I didn't feel a human touch. Please let me hold your hand. I sleep about a foot away from the top of the bed with my feet sticking off the end. I often have nice food available and choose to leave it for another day, eat something else, and so often I do that so much that can you tell where I stopped reading? Jesus Christ. Retake. I often have nice food available and choose to leave it for another day and eat something worse. Sometimes, so often, it goes off before I ever try it. I don't think I believe I deserve nice things. I'm not going to ask you to fix me. I don't believe I'll ever change. But I figure if I'm leaving good things unused, I should probably have a partner to take advantage of my low self-esteem. Hit me up, profit off my problems. I'm a push door people keep pulling. Date me at the roller rink and let me know if they're all idiots or it's my fault having a handle when I should be flat. I look like a hedge was dragged through me backwards, but I'll be damned if I can't love like the sun. Let's love like kids again. Feelings like Alpha and Omega. They'll crush us or surpass the rest of the joy the world can give us, and we'll decide that's worth the risk. I didn't manage to get them in the newspapers. Norwich Extra hated that. But it turns out if you can't be lonely in the newspapers, there's this thing called the internet. And so all four of them went up as Craigslist, and I randomly assigned them between men seeking men, men seeking women, women seeking men, and miscellaneous encounters. I'll leave you to decide which one got the worst responses. It was women seeking men. We're all terrible. And so the last bit is going to be found poetry, celebrating the beauty in the comments of the everyday people that you walk past without even knowing. By which I mean I'm now about to read you some Craigslist replies I got and call it poetry. This might be the least amount of actual poems ever done in a 10-minute poetry set. I'm going to try and read this in a way that lets you kind of know how they've been typed. I'm going to try and read it with the hand that was written. Let's just shag! Sent by my Android phone with GMX Mail, please excuse my brevity. Hello. I think you're probably more deserving than you think. Maybe hanging your feet off the end of the bed means you wish you feet to get tickled. I'm in, by the way, this morning. It's about to get graphic. If you don't like that, leave now. I'm also incredibly sorry to my childhood, like when I was 5 bestie, I've just suddenly seen again, and her mum. I hope you can look at me again the same amount of seconds. Hey. This is exactly how it was written. Hey. Full stop, new paragraph. You do sound like you have ruinous self-esteem. That makes you sound low maintenance. Semicolon. Who am I gonna... Makes you sound like you say yes to a whole lot of regrettable, degrading sex. Did he type regretted as well? No, he did type, after all, you don't deserve it nice. I'd love to hear back from you, Elf. Hi, looking for a woman to have a threesome, own me and my wife. I'm 20, she is 19. All one word. There's a lot of ways you can take this. You sound really weird, but so am I, looking for a casual shag. I'm older guy, overweight, thick cock with huge ham, that about covers it. Don't know what's being covered, don't know what's overweight. I'm not interested, but your post made me smile, smiley emoji. James Alden mansplained the phrase "Cart DM" to me. Cheers, James. You sound like the kind of lady that should be handcuffed, ties, gagged, then used, then made to sleep covered in cum. Sounds like you need a cuddle and a massage. Hi, I'm 22, you? I'm Dom Top Canadom, meet me now, I want you, suck me good, and fuck you very gently till your hole open up, and fuck you hard till we both come slow, and fast! 3 exclamation marks, fuck the come out of you, just a normal full stop, and send pic, 1 word, please. And I'd like to dedicate this last little bit to David, who is the last person I'm going to read from. I I should have said, by the way, I really do want to get rid of those books. I'm not selling them today. Please come up to me and I will give you a book. If you buy them, I'll give you a glow-in-the-dark star and something from my room, probably a little, capsule toy from Tokyo.
I've already bought one. Do I get a star?
You can have some stars retroactively.
You get a refund.
So, this was David, and then I'm gone, because this has been a long while. Wow, what an unusual Craigslist posting. I so hope it's genuine. Just got home and read your posting and felt a certain synergy towards it. I have nothing to hide and would love to get to know someone, perhaps with similar insecurities and ideals to my own. Genuinely would love to hear from you. David, ...
Aww.